This time we're at a new part of the coast, using homemade metal lures for big pollock. But first, I've got to make the lures. In this video, I'm going to try and make some lures out of this steel bar. I've never made lures before, so it's going to be a bit of improvising. I've not really got a plan. I got a metre of this steel bar for about £9, and I should, if this goes well, get 6, 7, maybe even 8 lures out of this. The main tool I'm going to be using is just an angle grinder to cut and shape this, and I've got a die grinder for putting some holes in to get the split rings on for the hooks and the line. I'm pretty sure I've got some spray paint somewhere for the base coat, and I bought little pots of paint in a few different colours just for putting some details on. So this is just from Screwfix. I'll see if it's got the details on it there. RLD flat, 25mm by 4mm, a metre length. And I think it was £9, £9.50 or £9.40 or something. So if we can get a few lures out of it, it should be good value. And hopefully this is going to be quite fun. I quite like little projects like this, especially if it's something I've never done before. So hopefully we can get some lures out of this bar. So I've put a little chalk mark on. I'm just going to cut off this section. It's about 5 inches. Pop that off now. We're going to have to grind it down, make it a lot smoother anyway, and shape the ends. But step 1 complete. This cutting disc is pretty old. I think that would have went a lot easier if I had a fresh one on, but I don't have any fresh ones. So get the grinding disc on. There we go. So I've got a decent shape on one side. Obviously I'm going to smooth it over, and I'm going to have to thin down either end so that I can get the split rings on, because it is a bit chunky. But I wanted a decent thickness because I'm going to grind a section out at the front here, and then on the opposite side at the back I'm going to grind a section out, so hopefully it gets a nice wobble as it goes through the water. That's the plan anyway. That's about the only thing I've thought of. So I've got the basic shape. Still got to smooth it a little bit. But this has just gave me an idea. With how shiny that is, I might just make one that's plain, without any paint. I'll grind off the anodization here. Not on this one. This one, the first one, I'm definitely going to paint and stuff. But I will make another one that's just bare steel, and I'll still seal it so that it doesn't rust. Just under 100, which is perfect. So by the time I've ground stuff off, we should be down to about 80, maybe just over 80, which is the kind of weight that I like to use when I'm lure fishing anyway. I'm going to grind off a section here, and on the other side here, hopefully so it directs it to have a little bit of a wobble as it comes through the water. if it's thinner at the front here and at the back on the opposite side. That looks about right now. We've just got to do the same on the opposite side. So we've got a decent profile. I'll try and show you both sides at once. So I'm hoping the water's going to try and twist this as it's coming through. And obviously, as I'm pulling it back in, the line's going to be trying to straighten it up. So hopefully it gets a nice little wobble on it. You can see I've took the opposite sides off. I'm going to drill the holes for attaching the line and the hooks now, and then we'll smooth it all down and give it some paint. Really bring it to life, hopefully. I'm going to try just using a drill bit. It says that these are made for metal. I don't know if it's going to get through steel. It might be a little bit much. But I've got some diamond points that I can put on the die grinder if these drill bits are just going to burn out. But we'll give it a go and we'll see. There we go. And cut through it really well. These are Makita bits. Not sponsored, but that was pretty impressive. There's not even any deformation at all on the end of that. It just cut right through the steel in seconds. That's good. I still might use this to take away the sharp edges from that, to protect the line a bit better. So we've got the line hole and a hole through the hook. I've just got to get everything smoothed off now, and then we can get some paint on it. So we've got the basic shape cut out, smoothed out. Can get some paint on it now. Can use this for some gills maybe. I've got a silvery paint there, so we can put some flashes of silver along the side. And we've got some black for the eye, and maybe a faint lateral line. But we'll get some white on it first. I'm going to have to give it a couple of coats on each side. So to speed things up, I've got a little heater because it's a bit cold and there's a lot of moisture in the air, so I'm hoping this little heater is going to speed up the process. So I've got the second coat on that first side and I've got the little heater set up. I'm just going to get started on the next lure. I'm going to make it pretty much the same shape, except this one's just going to be bright silver. I'm just going to leave it bare metal. I've got the basic shape into this one as well now. I've took a different profile. I've put a little bit more of a taper at the back of this one, so it tapers down more to the tail, and this one is about 75 grams. I think it's about 5mm shorter, but I've took more metal off the back end as well, so it's a little bit lighter. I'm pretty excited to use these now. Can't wait to get them finished. And as you can see, the weather is pretty disgusting out there, so hopefully we're going to get some nice weather in the next couple of days and we can get out and use these. I took more thickness off here and here, and also in the middle on the opposite side.
So this one's more S-shaped slightly. And we'll see how that one wobbles compared to the other one that just had the opposite sides done instead of the kind of S shape carved into it. I'm going to go along it and rough it up, and we'll see if we can get a little scale-like pattern. It's already got the lines from grinding, but I'm going to go opposite ways really lightly and try and get a bit more of a scale-like pattern ground onto it. That worked pretty well. You can see it shines in all different directions. I've just took the edge of the grinder one way and then the other, just touching it off. I think that's definitely going to work. If it swims okay, I think this is going to be really effective. I'll just do the same to the other side now. That's the other side. I think this is looking pretty good. I'll just get a couple of holes in and then we'll get it coated. That's all the grinding finished. I've smoothed off where the line connects so it doesn't cut. I've really ground that down and smoothed it. And I've thinned off the back so it's easier to get a split ring on. You can see the profile there. There's a little curve to it. So hopefully it's going to have a nice wobble again. We'll see this one or the other one, what's the best design for getting a nice wobble. But I think this should work. And that looks great. The way it shines in every direction. I really think this is going to get some fish. Hopefully they can get out tomorrow. After painting an eye and some simple fins, I added flashes of metallic silver along the body of the lure. Then I put a couple of layers of clear lacquer over both the lures and left them to dry overnight. Had them hanging up to dry. Look pretty good. I messed up on this side of the shiny lure. I put the varnish on too thick and it's went a bit cloudy, so we've lost some of the shine on that. That side looks good, so it's a bit like one of the old spoons, shiny on one side and it's kind of just white with a bit of silver on the other side. That side looks great though. So I think the next time I make lures, and I'm definitely going to make lures again because it was a lot of fun, I should be able to get the coating on a lot better. That was the second side I done and it turned out a lot better than the other side. So I'll cut them down and get some hooks on and then we'll go fishing. Because it's a bit frosty but it's nice and sunny today. So we'll go out. I'm going to try, I was thinking where to use these and I was going to go to one of my usual spots where I know there's a good chance of fish. But it's always more fun to try somewhere new where you don't really know what's going to be there. So we're going to go to somewhere we've never fished before and hopefully catch a fish on my homemade lures. This is the spot that I chose to test the lures. A rocky ledge with plenty of kelp and really deep water close to shore. I tested the lures to see what the action was like. Both lures looked great, with a good wobble at slow and faster retrieval speeds. The action on the shiny lure, with the S shape carved into it, had a slightly better movement, so I started with that one. And it didn't take long to hook the first fish. Fish on!
It's a good fish as well. Oh, I really hope we get this in. Oh, come on. There's so much structure in front of me. I seen on the drone there's loads of big rocks. And looks like there's loads of kelp as well. This is a nice fish. Ah, no! It's cut us off.
That was a big fish, but I was mostly gutted about losing the lure. I tied on the other one, but after a few casts, I got scared that the same thing was going to happen again. So I moved spots to another ledge.
Fish! Oh, come on you! I think he's got into the kelp. Oh no, we'll give it some slack line. Hopefully it's still attached and it swims out. I really don't want to lose this lure. Got him out. Oh, he's almost got straight back in. Right, I'm going to try and get him up, and then I'm going to have to go for the net. There he is. Oh, come on. Right, I need to get this net. Stay there, mate, come on, stay there. Just guiding him round the rocks. Come on, buddy, come on, buddy. Almost, almost. Yes! Not as big as the first one that we lost, but still a decent fish. There we go. Not a bad fish. We'll get him back in quick. Come on, mate, there he goes. You can still see him there. As a way down that deep channel between the kelp. Yes! Well, that's a good fish. Oh. Come on, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. Ah! No! That's two really big fish, man. Ah. It's cut off again. Well, at least I know they work. That's both lures been taken by a really big fish that's got down to the bottom and cut us off. I probably should have went to somewhere more familiar, where I knew the ground a bit better. This part of the coast although there is clearly big fish here, it's just a bit too rough to land them. I do have some other lures with me, so I'm going to keep fishing. I'm absolutely gutted I've lost my 2 lures on the first day. There's nothing else I could really do though. I tried to stop the fish, but they've just got right down and cut me off. We'll keep fishing with some of my usual lures, and hopefully we'll land one of these big ones. It'd be good if it still had the other lure in its mouth as well and we got it back, but I doubt that'll happen. You never know though. Taking on the drop. And we've lost it again, man. What is... That was the first cast after I changed lures, and we've been cut off again. Damn it, man. It just shows how rough the ground is. Even though I lost both lures, it was still a success overall. Both lures hooked really big fish, and we did land one decent pollock. Next time I'll go to an area where I know the ground a bit better, and hopefully I should be able to land the fish and keep the lures. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.